Hey, 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 you are now live with Dave Jose. I'm here to drop some freaking fire. First of all, I'm going to do what I did the other day. I'm going to pray while everybody comes on. Dear Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for the knowledge and wisdom you've just given to us. I want to thank you for opening the doors for us to see truth. I want to thank you for delivering the people and letting us see the original intent of the Congress who created this act. Father, I know that you are going to deliver us. You're going to bless us. I ask you for wisdom and fire to show the people, and you have shown us some fire that we have never seen before. So, Father, please bless us and open the doors for everybody to get their little ones back, Father. Let me be able to show them the truth and teach them what it is that they need to see and hear. And let us have a big blessing and have some joy together because this is amazing. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. I am so excited, guys, because something told me to do some research and look into what it is that started this whole situation with jacking your little ones. Now, I need this to go so viral that it's crazy. The reason I need this to happen is because there's something called congressional intent or legislative intent. And when someone makes a law and somebody comes in and they try to change the way that law might apply to the people or amend it, or I'm sorry, apply to persons and amend it, we need to realize what the original intent was because that is what guides the spirit of the law. And so what I have for you guys today is huge fire. Y'all might as well get ready to start bringing these kids back. I don't know if anybody ever showed us this. We haven't been fighting that long in the CPS movement, and some of the greatest warriors, have dealt with the child support, illegal arrest. Some talk or deal with CBS some, and they know it's a fraud. But boy, I got some fire for y'all that y'all need to share like crazy. I'll try to keep the videos short, but when I make short videos, thousands and thousands of people aren't watching them. So people like it when I give them a big amount of information in these videos. But so what I'm gonna do, hey Heather, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prove to y'all today. I'm gonna show y'all some freaking fire. I'm gonna show y'all that this whole Social Security Act never really had anything to do with most of us, but they could not do what they've been trying to do against us. So I'm gonna show you guys the video and prove to y'all what I'm watching and what I'm looking at first. So first thing I'm gonna do is turn my phone around so you guys can look. If you look here, it says this is an archival or historical document may not reflect current policies and procedures. Notice it says policy and procedures. Social Security Act of 1935, the Social Security Act of 1935. So what we're going to do, first of all, I wanted to show you guys what it is. If you look here, now the Social Security Act is a complete act. So they're going to hide the definitions in part of the act that most of us would never look at. So this talks about federal old age benefits, breaks it down, payments and stuff like that. Then we're going to go down a little bit more, and it gives definitions for different parts of the titles. Grants to states for unemployment compensation, that's 3. Everybody know what Title 4 is. Title 4 is going to be the welfare for the kids, and it's going to be where they try to destroy us. Shucks, I went too far. Let me go back up some. I'm sorry, guys. Watch this. You're going to see some fire. Y'all going to fall the freak out. Show this to all your legislative members so they can see that they're playing a freaking game with our lives and we ain't got time for it no more. Title 4 grants to states for aid to dependent children, appropriation. So they're supposed to be giving aid to dependent children. But it tells in here that something had to happen to one of their parents in order for them to need aid. They had to have a case where somebody got prosecuted or something had been done wrong, or a mother or father were in trouble, didn't have anybody to help, and then they were able to come in and offer some help to them, right? Now, notice that a dependent child means a child under the age of 16 who has been deprived of parental support or care by reason of death, continue absent from the home. So the dad or mom was just gone, or physical or mental incapacity of parent just had something happen, they couldn't think no more, and who was living with his father, mother, grandmother, brother, sister, stepfather, stepmother, stepbrother, sister, uncle, or aunt in a place of residence maintained by one or more of such relatives as his or their own home. The term aid to dependent child means money payment with respect to the dependent child or dependent children. Now, I'm going to show y'all something that's going to freaking blow the back out of this whole movement. We are delivered, y'all. Nobody ever showed us this. And we're about to see some freaking fire. So I'm going to show y'all two things that's going to blow you away. One thing is we're going to look at Title 10 of this whole thing. And Title 10 is going to give this some freaking definitions for the whole freaking act. Now, I'm going to show y'all something that this is going to let you know how close we are to victory, because I was sitting here praying to God, asking him to give me something good, and I want to serve the people and help the people see some truth. And this hit me harder than anything I've ever seen before. Something told me, go look in the Social Security Act and break it down like you break down Bible versions. Look for any funny words. Look for any changes. Look for anything that we have not been given so that we can know what to do. So we get down past 10, and we're going to look down here for the definitions. Watch this. Y'all gonna fall the freak out of your chairs. Y'all better start sharing this like crazy. I shared it at the top. It's the Social Security Act. Now you see 11 definitions when used in this act. So it's not just talking about part of the act. The state, the term state, right? See, a lot of y'all think that y'all are actually in states. Look right here. Social Security Administration, US, SSA.gov, history, /35 Act, HTML, title, right? Watch this, y'all. Y'all are going to fall out. Y'all better share this like crazy. This is like some of my best work, right? Definition section 1101A. When used in this act, the term state, except when used in section 531, includes, whenever it shows what it includes, it excludes everything else. Alaska, Hawaii, and the District of Columbia. The only freaking places that we're supposed to use the Social Security Act are Alaska, Hawaii, and the District of Columbia. And the way they trick us now is the District of Columbia, 1935. The District of Columbia is now also called the United States. So watch this. Let's see if I'm telling the truth. The term United States, when used in a geographical sense, means the states, which it don't tell you what states it's talking about. The states, which the term state right here means Alaska, Hawaii, and the District of Columbia. It means the states, Alaska, Hawaii, and the District of Columbia. So the only thing that this deals with is the District of Columbia, Hawaii, and Alaska. That means territories of the United States, which is the District of Columbia. So this could deal with the District of Columbia, or it can deal with the territories that are owned by the District of Columbia. Now remember, the 14th Amendment citizen is a term they use to say that wherever you go, you're dealing with interstate commerce. So watch when it tells you about persons, because they're talking about a person who's in trouble. Well, who's a person? Let's see if it says man or woman. The term person means an individual. That's talking about an individual business, a trust or estate, a partnership, or a corporation. So every single District of Columbia citizen, 14th Amendment citizen, is a partnership or a corporation. Watch this. The term corporation includes association, joint stock companies, and insurance companies. Nothing about the people. Watch this. The term shareholder includes a member in an association, joint stock company, or insurance company. The term employee includes an officer of a corporation. Now, I want y'all to see this, and I want y'all to praise God with me. We need to start singing hallelujah, praise God, because this is some freaking fire. Watch this. Whenever, under this act or any act of Congress or under the law of any state, which we know what the states are, an employer is required or permitted to deduct any amount from the remuneration of an employee and to pay the amount deducted to the United States, the District of Columbia, a state, okay, or any political subdivision thereof. All these states are only the three that are up there. And when they changed this, they added Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands, and one other place, I think. So none of that has to do with any of the states like Arizona, Mississippi, Alabama, right? Now watch this. Or any political subdivision thereof. Then for the purpose of this act, the amount so deducted shall be considered to have been paid to the employee at the time of such deduction. Now I'm going to show y'all where the freaking fire is, okay? Watch this. Everybody pay attention closely. Nothing, all right? Nothing means zero, zilch, absolutely nothing. All right, watch this. Nothing in this act shall be construed as authorizing any federal official, agent, or representatives. Know that CPS are representatives of the federal government because they're in partnerships under Title 4E. In carrying out any of the provisions of this act, anything you want to do to help the kids, to take charge of any child over the objection of either of the parents of such child, or of the parent standing in loco parentis to such child. So right here in the freaking law that started the whole thing, it was said that don't let anything in this act be construed as authorizing any federal official, any agent, or representative in carrying out, because the agent, CPS and the state are now agents because they're contracting with them, to take charge over a child over the objection of either of the parents of such child or of the person standing in loco parentis. Y'all see this? Y'all see this? The Secretary of Treasury in the executive branch is the one who's over this whole situation. And what's happening is that these people have made the mistake of coming upon the people of the United States of America, real Americans who aren't even bound by these statutes. If you say you're a United States citizen, they say you're bound by being a citizen of the District of Columbia. You belong to them. But notice that it said that this shall not be construed as giving the ability of any freaking official, federal government agent, anybody else in the world to come and take away a child or take charge of a child, grab them from you, remove your power to have them. Now, understand this, ASFA and all these different amendments of this Social Security Act is what they use, which this Social Security Act, first of all, was never passed into positive law. When you look at Title 42, when they tried to use this, they never passed it into law as Title 42. So when you look at the Social Security Act and you look at Title 42, you find out they're not positive law. And when Hillary Clinton and Bill freaking decided we're going to write a law and we're going to pass it into law to amend the Social Security Act, it was never passed into positive law. But they are bound by these statutes because the very Social Security Act that they use to steal your kids, I just showed y'all where the act says that nobody, no federal agent, none of these freaking clowns. Look at this. I'm going to show y'all again because some people just came on. Nothing in this act shall be construed as authorizing any federal official, agent, or representative in carrying out any of the provisions of this act. These are provisions. See, Title 4E, taking care of children who have been left in foster care, is a provision, making sure they got stuff if they need it. But in carrying out any of the provisions of this act to take charge of any child over the objection of either of the parents of such child, you can't take the children from the mothers and fathers if they tell you they don't want you to do it. They're supposed to give you a freaking contract to even work with you and help you to get stuff together, but they should not be running this foolishness on people who are members or nationals of a state. So when I told you guys, hey, you want to be a state national, the reason you want to is because if you say you're a United States citizen, then they can offer you some services. But the problem is that the government is not supposed to be offering services to the people. You don't see the government going door to door asking you and your neighbors if they could give you a business loan, right? They ain't trying to give you nothing positive, right? You want something positive, they ain't coming trying to tell you about it. So what I just showed you guys is based on the Social Security Act and the original intent of the legislature when they gave these provisions. It's called a program or a plan to help people who might need help. It said that you can never come in front of a mother and father who are objecting to your doing this and take your freaking kids from you. Now, I'm not just telling y'all something that somebody else then showed me or told me or something like that. I prayed to God today and he gave me this answer. And so now we can see that the very law they're saying they're using, the Social Security Act, to take your kids, in the very act is saying, look, don't let this act make you believe that there has ever been a situation where it's been okay to go take people's kids, to take charge over people's kids without their permission when they object. Come on, y'all. Y'all let me know if this made sense to y'all. Y'all let me know if y'all happy because we need to type this up into affidavits. We need to serve notice on all of the courts, serve notice on all of the CPS agencies, pull out the real freaking Social Security Act, tell them what freaking page it's on, highlight that mud if you need to for these freaking clowns. Let them see that they have been working outside of their jurisdiction and that the original legislative intent said they could not do this. Okay? Now, I don't know how in the world we got so many attorneys in the movement. We got so many people who work in the courts, and ain't not one of them ever showed us that the inside of the Social Security Act that it tells us that not any in one of these freaking acts or in this act gives these people the power to ever take your kids when you don't want them to. And see, these states, when they come and say, well, we got some power to take your kids, blah, 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 blah. We're using Title 42 and this, that, and the other. Nah, man, you need to get the freak out of here because the Congress has never given you permission to freaking take somebody's kids. The freaking original intent, y'all. Original intent is important because some people will try to take a law or a statute and act like it really meant something that it did not mean. And they'll say, well, you know, under this law, we can do whatever we want to do to you. But we see right here where I just proved to you guys 100% that the law itself that they are using to so-called say they could take your kids, the statute says that this law don't construe it to say that you could ever take a kid from a mother or father. All right. So guys, we've been fighting. We've been crying. We've been pushing. We've been praying. We've been doing all this stuff. I need y'all to share this with everybody because the whole world needs to see this. This is the answer. Yes, Title 42 was never passed into positive law, but this is what they say they're using to take our kids. And inside of what they're using, I just showed you guys, as plain as day. Inside of what they're using says that they can never take kids from parents. See, when you look in these courts, you'll see where it says there's no mother or father present to take care of the kid and provide them care. Shut the freak up. They're sitting right there in front of your face objecting. Now, these people have made it look like, well, we just going to make a record and we're going to hide most of the records. See, this is why they don't use courts of record. They don't want you to have access to the truth and nobody to see what really happened. So in their records, they'll say, oh, there was no mother and father left. We had to take them. We're using a fake name, a pseudonym. It ain't even the name that I really use in my practice and as a judge. But we're going to just take the kid. We're going to act like there was nobody there, sell the kid off, and we good, right? Not when somebody's looking over your shoulder, seeing what you're doing and realizing that you committing a fraud against the people. I'm going to show it to y'all one more time. Is this making sense to y'all? Y'all let me know if this is some fire, right? Let me know if this is some next level stuff. I'm going to get off the video fast so I can let y'all get this out. Watch this. Let's look one more time. This is the Social Security Act. Look at this. Social Security Administration, Gov History 35 ACT, right? That's the That is the 1935 Administrative Procedures Act. And at the bottom in the definitions, notice it says, nothing in this act, that's talking about the whole act, shall be construed as authorizing any federal official, which CPS is a franchise in every state, because state doesn't mean what we think it means. It means the District of Columbia, Hawaii, Guam, and some of these other ones. It does not mean the state of Arizona or anything else. They're acting as agents for the state. Watch this. Nothing in this act shall be construed as authorizing any federal official, agent, or representative in carrying out any of the provisions of this act. If you're going to help any kid in carrying out the provisions to take charge of any child, you can't do it to none of them over the objection of the parents of such child, or of the person standing in loco parentis of such child. So you cannot go pick up anybody's kid in any state that is one of the states of the United States of America, not the United States, guys. Don't get it twisted. Watch this. The term state, what are they talking about when they're talking about a state? Stop thinking with your mind. Let them tell you what the freak they're talking about so you don't get yourself ran over by assuming. The term state, except when used in Section 531, includes what? Alaska, Hawaii. Anytime law talks about what it includes, it's excluding everything else. Alaska, Hawaii, and the District of Columbia. So right here, when you say state, now when you talk about more than one, that's the states, right? The term United States, when used in the geographical sense, means the states. Alaska, Hawaii, and the District of Columbia. If this is not talking about Arizona or anything else. And when they're dealing with persons, they're not talking about you. The term person means an individual, that's an individual business, a trust, which is a type of corporate entity or a state, a partnership, or a corporation. Notice that all of them are corporate in either ens ligas or some type of corporation or something like that. The term incorporation includes association, joint stock companies, and insurance companies. The term shareholder, like they like to use so much, includes a member in an association, joint stock company, or insurance company. See, these people will come together, work things out as a company. The term employee includes an officer of a corporation. So the thing is, guys, is these people are running game. They have been running game. And they have been lying and deceiving us for such a long time that it's ridiculous. But I had to get on here and let you guys see this. Guys, this better go super freaking viral. We can turn this nation upside down in 30 days because we can literally now take the very act that they're using to take our kids, the very freaking original intent from the Social Security Act. That's where the ASPA and all that junk came from. We can show with the Social Security Act that these people never had the right, the legislature never had any intent on them freaking going in and using this to take any child from any man or woman who did not want somebody to take their child from them. And we can smash it in their face. So you need to take it to every legislative member in the states and say, hey, I know y'all making money off of Title 4E. I know y'all getting money. I know the state is getting billions of dollars. But you show me in the original intent of the Social Security Act where they said that you had the right to take my kids from me if I told you no. Here is the act. I'm showing you where it didn't say that. Here's a freaking authenticated version, a certified version. You want to freaking play a game and keep taking our kids? We know what the law is now. We know what the original intent was. Now, if you can't show what the original intent is something else, you better start returning our freaking kids because you kidnapped and you committed freaking acts of tyranny against us. You already knew that we weren't citizens of the United States or the District of Columbia. We all are part of different states. So we're foreign to that freaking garbage over there owned by the Vatican. So don't freaking come taking our kids and freaking lying to the people. All right. Now, there ain't a freaking legislative body member in the freaking world. There is not a freaking senator in the freaking United States. There ain't nobody in the freaking nation that can unprove what I just proved. Y'all tell me if I'm telling the truth. Is there anybody who can show you that we did not just see what the freak we just saw? All of us can print out the Social Security Act and walk up on them. We better have more courage than ever before. Put some freaking yellow vest on and walk up on these freaking clowns and show them what the Social Security Act says and say, go ahead and return our kids. Because we never told y'all to freaking take them. And we cried when you freaking took them. And we objected to it and you took them anyway. So since you want to play these freaking games and you never had the right to do it in the first place, you better freaking return them right now because we know that you've done acts of war against us. And we ain't going to play with you. The junk is done. Every bar member in the freaking nation, if you touched the freaking Social Security Act before and you didn't tell us this, you're a freaking clown and worthless. Because we know the truth says that the original intent is you can't take anybody's kids who don't let you have them. So now it's time to stand the freak up and we got proof. We showed you the proof. We showed you the original intent. The legislature, the Congress said that they never intended for anybody to take any kids, and it cannot be construed that you can take kids. I'm going to show you one more time just to end this off. Nothing in this act shall be construed as authorizing any federal official, agent, or representative in carrying out any of the provisions of this act. You want to help some kids and provide for them? That's fine. But you better not ever let it be construed that the provisions of this act that you are able to take charge of any child over the objection of either of the parents. Either of the parents. It ain't even got to be both of them. Of such child. Or of the person standing in loco parentis of such child. You can't go taking freaking people's kids from them. No matter freaking who the freak you think you are. A federal agent, which CPS is a freaking federal franchise. In every state, they are working together in what's called Title 4E to get federal funds from the government. Y'all need to drop that picture I dropped on my page on every single legislative freaking web page that you know and let them know what's up and let them know, hey, we know what y'all doing. Now, the game is freaking over now. All right, we gonna let y'all know. We gonna remonstrate. We gonna drop remonstrances in every state. That's one page. Thank you, big brother. I love you, Justin. Thank you for pushing me so much, bro. I'm going to freaking give y'all the document. It's on my page. We need to remonstrate and drop it on every single legislative member you know. Email it to them tonight. We going to get certified copies. We can share the muds because I know it probably costs some money, so I'll pay for it. I'll share it with y'all, and we going to send it to every freaking legislative body member, and they're going to turn away. They better turn around and give us our kids back. That game is over now. All right, it's proven. How many of y'all can see that it's proven? How many of y'all can see that it's proven? Let me know. Give me a thumbs up, heart. If you see that it's proven now that they never had the approval from the Congress in the first place to just take kids in order to make money off of them and go against the objection of parents. See, if somebody died, like I showed y'all before, or somebody shot somebody and killed them and they went to prison, there was nobody left, then they could take the kid. And they could put him in the system so the state take care of him because they ain't got nobody. But this just showed that there is no provision. In the provisions, when you take care of these provisions, no federal official or servant can come in there and take kids from you. It is unlawful based on the statute we just read. You cannot do it based on the original intent of the legislature. And not one attorney showed that to us. Give me a thumbs up if any attorney ever showed you that. If any of the so-called smartest people around showed you that they can't do that, give me a thumbs up. Because it's a dang shame that I'm sitting up on a freaking Friday night, right? Thinking about hot rods and something say, hey, go check the Social Security Act, right? Right? You see what I'm saying? Yeah, it kills child support, because the thing is that this whole Title 42, this whole Social Security Act has been set up for people to say that they get an entitlement because they're in these programs that they could take your kids and sell them for money in private courts. And that's some bull crap. There was never to be anybody taking your kids for money. That's right. Lobbyist Melinda Shern, my lovely fire mom, she says, slowly and surely the judiciary and their lobbyists have worked to infiltrate our legislature and to create bills and statutes to steal our kids. That's right. They've been doing it slow and they thought nobody was going to find out. I know they gonna freaking flip they gonna poop a brick when they find out that we found out, right? This is some breaking news I need to put on my video, make viral. Look, if y'all don't share this with everybody, share it in all your Facebook, yard sale, buy, sell, trade. Do not share this without a title, because your titles are important, because the people who know you listen to you. So put exclamation points in the beginning, exclamation points in the end, and say, Social Security Act proves CPS and our government is trafficking. Put that on the dang title and share it everywhere. Put on a hashtag, courage is contagious. Stand up, get your freaking kids back, all right? Yellow freaking vest, whatever we need to do. See, I never tell anybody to move on anything until we know where we're supposed to stand. Until we know what the truth is and we know the law, we don't need to be standing up and jumping in people's face and saying, hey, I know you broke the law. But what we do is we learn the truth. Like the many of you who have shared stuff with me. I mean, Rob, freaking Justin Nolan. Y'all know I brag about Justin Nolan all the time. He is my dog. But he lights fire in me. He drops wisdom. Shows me law stuff, right? I take that law stuff and now I can stand strong. David Strait, same thing. Chris Hallett, same thing. They drop fire and let you see the truth. Yep. The updated provisions don't allow it to happen. They don't have no right at all to do it, y'all. They can't take our kids. It's game freaking over. I don't care what they say. The original intent of the Congress is the general law, the spirit of the law. Everybody can get their kids back. Because I just showed y'all where it clearly said that, what's up, Brent? I got some good news for you. Tell your wife too. Everybody need to be getting their kids back, because we found in the original Social Security Act where it said that in giving these provisions, no federal officer, agent, or anybody else can come in and take children against the objection of the mother or father of that child. So if there's a mother or father, they're saying, no, you can't take my kid, to be able to give them some provisions because you want to call them wards of the state. Heck no, I'm right there. See, all that language we see in their stupid little court cases now where they say there is no mother or father present. You want me to show it again? Hold on, let me get it. Y'all done got me on fire up in here, man. This is some freaking serious freaking brand new stuff that we ain't seen before. You know, I ain't never seen no junk like this in my life. Nobody ever told me, but it's funny that how God will slow you down, make you chill a little bit, and you be thinking like, man, what's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen next? And then he fool around, not he fool around, but you know, you fool around and God slow you down, make you sit down and shut up, then give you some ideas in your head. Hey, go look at the Social Security Act. I'm sitting up here thinking about hot rods for real, y'all. I was thinking about cars. Ain't nobody gonna touch this information. No lawyer in the world can stop what we're about to do now. Watch this. Social Security Act, straight from their webpage. Y'all see that? Social Security Act 1935, Social Security Act, preamble, right? Grants to states, old age assistance, federal age benefits, right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take y'all down to the bottom and I'm going to show y'all the definitions. And you look, it tells you who this is for. Oh, not far enough down, sorry. Watch this. So you see it's from the Secretary of the Treasury. That's in the executive branch for one. So these people in the executive branch, they are the one who's holding this, but yet the program is an executive branch program and they're telling you they're making judicial determinations they can take your kids. Just freaking lying. These freaking attorney generals been just freaking working in lies. Watch this. So they tell you that when used in this act, the definitions, right? The term state, because y'all think y'all in states and they start saying you're a United States citizen, right? Let's look what happens. The term state, except when used in Section 531, includes Alaska, Hawaii. Anytime something is included in law, every other thing is excluded. So this ain't say nothing about Michigan or nothing like that. Includes Alaska, Hawaii, and the District of Columbia. That's what a state is. Nothing else. So if you live in one of these other states, and these people saying this applies to the state Alaska, Hawaii, and District of Columbia, that ain't got freaking nothing to do with you, and they shouldn't be running over you. But because you believe that you are a United States citizen, when people are lying to you, you think David Jose is crazy and the other people who told you are crazy, they're running game on you. Watch this. The term United States, when used in the geographical sense, means what? The states. Well, what is the states? The state means these right here: Alaska, Hawaii, and the District of Columbia. It didn't say nothing about Michigan, Alabama, freaking North Carolina, Florida, Arizona, Arkansas, right? Love you too. It ain't say nothing about those. So they ain't got no reason to mess with you. And they're only administrative, y'all. They're supposed to be taking care of persons. That birth certificate, which is a trust. You don't believe me? Watch this. The term person means an individual, a trust, or a state, a partnership, or a corporation. All of those are business entities. The term corporation includes associations, joint stock companies, and insurance companies. Does that sound like men or women? No, it ain't got nothing to do with that. Now, watch this. Watch this. Okay, here we go. Watch this. Nothing in this act shall be construed as authorizing. Now, this is the funny thing. Whenever somebody's trying to do something in the law, there has to be written somewhere where it gives them authority or power. Now, what this is saying, look, no matter what y'all do, just realize that everything you do, we ain't never gave you no authority to do this. Watch this. Nothing in this act shall be construed as authorizing any federal official, agent, or representative in carrying out any of these provisions of this act, because this ain't law. These are provisions, programs to provide for people in the future just in case they need something. Notice what it says. I'm going to go back. Nothing in this act shall be construed as authorizing any federal official, agent, which CPS are agents of the federal government because they're contracted with the federal corporation, or representatives in carrying out any of the provisions of this act to take charge of any child over the the objection of either of the parents of such child. Look again. In carrying out any of the provisions of this act to take charge of any child over the objection of either of the parents of such child, or of the person standing in loco parentis of such child. So guys, there was never any rights, never any authority, never any power given for the state or the federal government or the states that are entities that are territorial agencies or whatever of the freaking federal corporation. None of that stuff says Arizona, Florida, Michigan, Ohio, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Vermont, New Hampshire, right? Washington, right? None of that says that they could ever take your child from you. If, as a matter of fact, they are prohibited from taking your child from you with you objecting. Guys, that was the original intent of the law. So we got these people coming up saying, hey, you know what? We are taking your kids because we have some concerns that you fed them too much watermelon because you're a chocolate guy like Dave. And, he's all weird anyway. And he thought he couldn't grow hair, but he's growing hair at the time, but it looked all patchy. So, yeah, you can't have your kids because we had some concerns, right? We got some concern that your kid might not be vaccinated. We got some concerns that you go to church too much. We got some concerns that you had some dust on your ceiling fan, and we feel like that is not going to be good because your kid is going to be harmed in 30 days. We pulled out a crystal ball and it told us that we thought some trouble was going to come to your house and be too freaking stupid. So we put your kids in the house with pedophiles and stuff like that. We thought that we were so smart that we ain't never had kids before, but we know that we have no relationships. Our life sucks. We're losers. And we get paid like $5 an hour to take your kids and put your kids in a home. Yeah, and we're going to tell you what to do and tell you how many servitude you're going to have to do. And you're going to have to do this and do that. And you're going to jump through my hoops and do cartwheels and all this stuff. Come on, y'all. Y'all know they like that too. If you look, the dumb attorneys who making money on the cases, they say, when they say jump, you say high. I'm like, man, no, I'm going to find everything in your system, break it freaking apart, show everybody, and then we coming. We gonna come hard and strong. We ain't playing. We gonna give you notice, and that's about all you gonna get. I bet you gonna give kids back. I bet you gonna give kids back. I bet you about to give some kids back. Now, y'all thought it was bad for them before when we start showing it was corporations, private businesses. Oh, it's about to be hell now, right? It's about to be hell now. We about to do the Harlem Shake, right? We about to laugh and joke. Look, we gonna dance so much. Our light-skinned friends, all of them gonna have rhythm because we gonna be so happy, right? Our kids about to play together. We know the truth now. Now, come on, y'all. Give me a thumbs up and let me know who's seen it. Let me know who's seen it. Let me know that you're going to be courageous and tell everybody now. Let me know that this video is going to go viral everywhere because we're getting our freaking kids back. See, I told y'all, it's just going to take a little bit of time and we're going to break down everything they're doing and God is going to lead us to the freaking answers. It's going to happen, okay? God ain't left us hanging. Our kids are coming back. We saw in the original intent of the law that nobody had any power to ever jack your kids if you said you didn't want them to take them. So every one of them kids that they took of yours, they got to give them back now because they never had the right to take them and nobody gave them the authority. And this act was never passed into positive law anyway. And so when these people start doing this stuff and then they amend something that was never passed into positive law, you can't amend nothing and get something. You never had the power to take people's kids. You never had the power to take kids when the parents objected. All of us have been in the court saying, don't you take my kid. I want my kid. I love my kid. I don't want you to do this. Please, no. The freaking kids were begging, saying, please, no. And the whole time, it was right up under our nose in the Social Security Act that they didn't have the right to do it. We better share this like crazy. We're coming after all of these people, okay? I am not playing. I'm serious. I'm serving notice to everybody. And they better explain what the freak they're doing, or they better hurry up and start turning back kids real quick because we know that this is acts of tyranny. This is treason. And if anybody don't turn over these stupid cases and give these kids back, oh, it's going to be a problem because all these attorneys and judges are supposed to know the law. And now we're going to turn it on you. Ignorance of the freaking law is no excuse. So now you stole my kids. You stole everybody else's kids. You didn't bust down people's door and pull guns. That's freaking treason. You're harming the people. You didn't even have authority to do this on any of our native lands. In Arizona, in Michigan, in Texas, in freaking California, in Oregon, Wisconsin, Minnesota, everywhere across the freaking country, they kidnapped your kids and we just proved it. I showed you the documentation. I can't make that junk up. It's on the Social Security Administration website. And I just showed you where they never had the right to do it. So guys, if you ain't never stood up before, if you ain't never felt good about yourself before, if you ain't never felt strong before, you better feel good and strong today because your freaking kids are coming back. They can only rip off the people when we don't know what the truth is. But we just found in their own acts that they never had the right to put our kids up and take them when we said no. None of y'all. None of y'all. None of y'all. And I bet you if we go to Canada, it's going to be the same thing. I bet you if we go to freaking Ireland and freaking New Zealand and freaking Holland and freaking Australia, it's going to be the same freaking thing. So now I'm done. I'm pissed. I'm freaking mad as heck, y'all. I'm mad. I'm mad because I realized that the attorneys had to see this. right? We got attorneys making millions of dollars on cases. We got attorneys who help write the Adoption and Safe Families Act. We got one in the movement. That means that she had to read the first act. So she had to look down just where I just looked down and showed y'all that they never had the right to take a kid from nobody. She knew. She knew. She knew. But we sitting here begging for our kids, talking about lawsuits and all this junk, and it say in there that you can't take one. It's in the Social Security Act, 1935. Print the freaking thing out and look at the definitions at the bottom. I just showed y'all. It's impossible. Come on, y'all. Can anybody prove that what I just said is a freaking lie? Can anybody doubt what the freak I just said? They're kidnapping our kids, and their own law said they can't do what they're doing. Their own law said, look, this should get every freaking person who has not gotten up out of their freaking bed and got out the house. You need to get the freak out of your freaking house. Get out of your freaking bed. Get off the freaking couch. Stop being sad. Stop being freaking down. Stand the freak up now, because you got evidence to stand on that gives you more power than any of these people put together. You got power in your hands in that paperwork to show them they never had the power to take your kid. All right? So let's do something about it now. Let's stand up, y'all. I'm down. I'm ready to freaking roll. I am not playing. You know? I am not playing. I seen it plain as day for myself. I checked it and proved all things. I came and told it to the church. Right? I came and showed it to the people. Right? I said, you know what? I realized this is so powerful. I need to go live right now. I need to go live right now. The law they're using, they never had the power to use. We need to serve this. We need to serve this to every police station, so they'll know when they got this ignorant nerve to come try to take a kid that they never had the power in the first place, and we're taking their freaking house. Okay? You want to be stupid enough to take another one of our kids, we taking your house. All right? As the people, we have all political power. We need to show this to every legislative member. Justin Nolan posted it here in the threads. It's subsection 1101 in the Social Security Act. Come on, y'all. It's time to freaking stand up. It's time to freaking stand up. I have showed you where the original act that they used to start all this said, don't let this, none of this be construed to say you could take somebody's kid from them if they don't want you to. Right? Did I not show that, y'all? Come on now. I know I'm saying it over and over again, but yeah, we need to turn these freaking numbers up. We need to all talk, right? We need to all freaking talk. All of us. We need to freaking get on this right now. We need to get on all of our legislative freaking websites and drown it on their freaking page. And say, hey, what the freak is this, dude? What's this? Right? Oh, look, I'm in Maricopa. We can freaking rock and roll. Like, I'm ready like now. I don't even want to go to sleep now. I want to put it on all their pages and say, hey, Mr. Facebook, can you say it over again one more time? Okay, all right, I'm going to show it one more time. I was trying not to make the video too long. Don't be pissed at me, y'all, because I love y'all. All right? I don't want nobody beating me up. Let's see. Okay, let me go back and get it again. Okay, that's right. God is good, Brad. I was sitting there thinking about hot rods and talking to God all day. And then something said, go check Social Security Act. Look in there and check it in detail, word for word, you know, go deep, right? So I freaking went deep, went hard, and started looking, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. Trent told me to do it again, so I'm gonna do it again. And y'all better be sharing this with everybody, man. This video should have 1 million people watching it right now. Y'all better tell people to get off the TV, hurry up. It's going down. You know, what the freak is all this? What is this? That's crazy. Okay, here we go. Let's look. Let's see what we got.
Right here. He's right here. Akali's such a young champion.
What in the world?
Of course, Kane's not gonna kill her.
Hey, that's crazy. All right, let's turn this junk off. Freak is going on here. All right. What is this? Okay, here we go. Social Security Administration website, right? Here's the link. This is the 1935 Administrative Procedures Act. I'm going to prove it to you real quick so you can see it. Watch this. Watch this. 1935 Social Security Act. This is an archival and historical document and may not reflect current policies and procedures. Screw y'all policies and procedures. But we're going to go down to definitions, section 1101, as Big Bro Justin Nolan just told us. Definitions. When using this act, the term state. So anytime you're using the term state, understand, guys, that if you're in a state in Arizona, I just found today that Arizona shows that state actually means it says the United States or the District of Columbia, which is the District of Columbia. Same freaking thing. They're charging people and like we're doing interstate commerce like we don't belong here is the game they're playing. The term state, except when used in Section 531, includes, that means it excludes everything else, Alaska, Hawaii, and the District of Columbia. The term United States, when used in a geographical sense, means the states, which I just told you a statement, Alaska, Hawaii, and the District of Columbia, same ones. Now, when you use the term person, the term person means an individual, which is an individual company, not a person, or like not a man or a woman, a trust or estate, a partnership, or a corporation. 4. The term corporation includes association, joint stock companies, and insurance companies. So when they talk about your kid as a person, they're not talking about the baby, y'all. They're not talking about the baby. They're talking about the entity that is a trust that they're using to put money in to make sure there's provisions for a child. The birth certificate is a child company or an estate. That's what they're using to take care of. You don't believe me? I'm going to show it. Here we go. And notice that an entity can only control what it creates. So this is the Secretary of Treasury in the executive branch that's handling this. The state only creates a birth certificate. The state doesn't create a baby, a child, a man or a woman child, right? Notice this. Nothing in this act shall be construed, right? Nothing in this act shall be construed as authorizing any federal official. Now realize the federal corporation has federal officials. CPS contracts with the federal corporation as their agents, and they work in a private company in the states. They're private because they're working based on the Clearfield Trust Doctrine. They're working in partnership with the federal corporation, and they're offering services to private citizens, so that is a business. So they're private. Federal official, agent, or representative. So watch this again. Nothing in this act shall be construed as authorizing, that means giving power to, any federal official, agent, or representative in carrying out any of the provisions of this act, the Social Security Act, to take charge of any child over the objection of either of the parents of such child or of the person standing in loco parentis to such child. So there is no authority, no power given, and it should not be construed to, for anybody who's in the federal government, any of the agents of their franchises, or any other person working with them to be able to come and take a child from a mother or father when they're objecting to it. I ain't never seen that before. Nobody else showed it freaking to me. I asked God and he gave it to me right here, right now. He got to get the glory, but we need to stand the freak up and start bringing that fire. No problem, Trent. I love you, bro, because you done brought a lot of fire and knowledge to me, man. So I thank you for everything you do. And guys, this thing is happening to us with, like Trent shows, with cars. It's happening to us with child support. These people are taking our kids, taking our cars under programs for states that are not states of the United States of America. They're dealing with District of Columbia, and that's who they got power over and their territories. not the state where you were born in, where your birth certificate said you were born in Michigan. You are not a citizen of the District of Columbia. They ain't got no power over you, and their own documents tell you. Their own documents tell you that they can't take our kids from us if we object to it. So they've been stealing all these kids, but the original law, the original intent of the legislature, which was never passed in a positive law anyway, the original intent was, well, for us, first of all, it was able to be passed as administrative law, which is their private law that has nothing to do with mothers and fathers, but that's why they have to get you to sign a contract to act like you agreed. But then they send a cop with a gun and say, hey, I'm standing here. If you don't get this kid to your freaking CPS worker, we gonna bust you or beat you up, right? Or throw you in a gown or put a gun on the back of your head. Well, how do you do that when if a parent objects, you can never take their child? That's what the freak it said. So now they got lawyers writing state statutes giving you permission to do something that's a federal plan, a federal provision program for them to make money when kids are in foster care because they ended up there because their parents died or went crazy, hit their head on the wall in a motorcycle accident, can't think no more. And then they say, it ain't nobody left. Let's get this kid somebody to take care of him because we got to take care of the dad too. So the thing is, guys, they tricked us. The bar members have done some scandalous, dirty stuff, but now we got the paper where we could walk in there and show them, hey, look, we're giving you notice that we know it says this. Now you show me where you got authority to just take our kids from us by force. Don't come talking about, oh, where we're the state and we can do it. No, you're not the freaking state and you can do it because this is a federal program that you're taking partnership in to make money. So send this to everybody, y'all. Send this to everybody, and we better stand the freak up right now. Make this video super freaking viral. Share it on all of your local yard sale, buy, sell, trade, barter, online classified groups. This is the time now that we stand and we go get all our kids. They better bring them back now because the people of America are no longer going to sit down with them stealing kids. And there's not enough people in this whole nation to stop us from getting our kids back. There are not enough officials. You better act right because we know what you did. We got the proof. We're going to show it to you and be nice for a couple of days. We're going to show it to you and we're going to play nice. But we're going to come after you with tort claims. We're removing every single freaking government officer that gets in the way. Everybody's going to prison if you don't give our kids back. Think I'm joking if you want to. The people going to be pissed and they see the truth. We are not playing. The game is over. We are standing in the right now. We are standing under our godly rights, not some rights from you, not some right from some legislative act, not some right for some dumb statue. We got the truth. We are standing on the truth, and you have lied for all these years. You done hurt so many kids getting raped. You never had the right to take about the house. You better repent because y'all been wrong. Y'all done hurt so many families as political officials, just taking kids. And ignorance of the law is no excuse. You telling me none of y'all seen this Social Security Act? You telling me no attorney read the Social Security Act and saw that they were never supposed to take a kid when a parent objected? This was a program to give provisions to help needy kids. This was not a program for you to take kids from parents, never charge them with a crime, and just snatch their kids from them so you could do some dirt to them and take some money. You freaking clowns. Like, this is freaking evil. And I'm pissed because I've seen too many people crying. People have committed suicide. People have literally killed themselves. 22 freaking fathers a day killing themselves. Mothers killing themselves. Freaking fighting because their kids are gone and you guys stole them with no rights. That is wrong. That is wrong. And I'm happy God let me fall into this now. Because if I wouldn't have went through this, I would have never saw that law today and we would have never found out as a people. We could have been suffering for another 100, 200, 300, 400 years before somebody decided to look. This thing been going on since 1997. Stealing kids like freaking crazy. Like y'all, like some animals or something. Stealing people's kids. And if I would have gotten my kids back months ago, I would not have known this. So I'm thankful to God that I had to hurt for a little while longer. I'm thankful to God that I had to feel the pain for a little while longer. I was sitting up today thinking about my little guys. And I got sad for a little bit. And I'm like, man, I love playing with them in the dirt. I love seeing my kids laughing and joking. And I was thinking about them and thinking about my son Sniffle's name, his real name. I was thinking about him. And I'm like, dang, man, like I love playing with my little guys. I don't want it to go a long time where I can't play with them and see them. I'm a chocolate father. It's enough of us who've been in the ghettos, who don't see their kids and don't love their kids. I done love my kids, been with them forever. Been with my kids forever since day one. They haven't even really spent days without me. And then I don't have my little guys. And people will say, oh, David ain't got his little guys. I understand why I didn't have them now. I'm thankful to God. Because all of us are getting our kids back. Watch. I'm sure y'all can see it. I'm sure you can see now. We're getting them back. And I'm excited. And I'm happy. And I thank God. Matter of fact, God, let me thank you for giving me the hard times, the struggle, and having this problem. And then I thank you for giving me the solution. Like I knew you would. You are faithful. In Jesus' name, amen. I got to give God the glory because I done went through so much pain and he has held me the whole way that I didn't necessarily understand why things were happening. But now he's shown me today, dang, you know what? You done been through all this, but I'm going to give you a big victory with everybody else because I'm going to give you the answer. He gave me the answer. He let me see clearly, plainly. So I know now, I understand now clearly what's been happening. I understand that they were just stealing our kids. But could I come to this point that I came to today with finding this truth if God didn't let me lose my little guys? So now I see that my little guys served a bigger purpose for all of us to get our kids back. And I'm not sad about it. I'm happy about it. Because if we won't suffer for a little bit to get a whole lot for a lot of people, then we're really not about our salt, you know? But if we're willing to suffer so that everybody else can find the truth, then we're living the life that we're supposed to live. So now we're all victorious, y'all. I'm happy. We about to see all our kids come back. Y'all should be jumping. This is so off the hook. We found the answers. We found the answers. Heather already got to get hers back with some affidavits. But we all about to get them back. We need to write it. I'm going to start writing up some affidavits today, y'all. If you're in my private membership group, we can get them in the group. And we all going to turn them in with our evidence across the nation. And let's blow their back out, right? Let's show them what's up. Be like, look, we know the law better than y'all. Y'all ain't never had a right to do this. Now return our kids. Faith, have some faith because these little ones about to come back, right? Ashley, get ready. We about to get these kids back, all right? Ain't no point. Look, it ain't about no fighting now. We're standing on the truth. So no matter what happens, we know what the truth is. We need to demand all of the kids back with evidence. Show them the evidence. Let them see, hey, look, we got proof of what you did wrong. Drop affidavits, and we're going to make any judge who don't give our kids back right now, we're going to make affidavits of treason. Because here's the thing. If the law that allows them to do what they're doing said that they can't take kids if we don't want them to, then anytime they took jurisdiction to steal our kids from and give them to CPS, they committed treason. So right now, if they took our kids and gave them to somebody else, that's called committing treason. The Constitution says of Arizona that I'm going to show y'all case law. Case law says this. Case law says, y'all want me to just show y'all the case law? Let me know if y'all want me to show it to you. If y'all share this video with people and I know other people are going to see it, then I'll show y'all. Let me know if y'all want me to show it because I'll show y'all case law that shows you that the state is committing a fraud against us and that if they don't have jurisdiction over us, if they don't have the right to even steal your kids and they do it, then they've committed treason and treason is punishable by death automatically. That's the punishment. And all it takes is 2 affidavits. 2 people as witnesses on an affidavit. All right, watch this. Y'all let me know if y'all want me to keep going or if the video's running on too long. I'm sorry. I just needed y'all to see this. Like, I got so happy I had to show y'all the truth. So watch this, guys. I'm going to show y'all something. Do y'all want me to show y'all this other stuff or what? Or y'all want me to wait until tomorrow? Let me know. I'm sure some people are going to be pretty mad at me. They're going to be like, let's kill him. Get him, right? All right, I'm going to show y'all this. Okay, watch this. So when the judges are working under Title 42, 674, they are actually private entities, right? If you confused, go back and watch the beginning of the video because I explain it pretty clearly. Watch this. Judges not only can be sued in their official acts, over their official acts, but can be held liable for injunctive and declaratory relief and attorney's fees. The immunities of judges for acts within their judicial role is beyond, I don't even know how to pronounce that word, I ain't even gonna try. There is no common law judicial immunity, but in fact, and in law, such statutes are intended to be applied to those who are here as residents. So when they say you're in a state as a resident, they're applying statutes to you that they don't have the right to, but this is what they're doing. In this state, under the Interstate Commerce Clause of the Federal Constitution and the so-called 14th Amendment of the United States. So what's happening is they're using the 14th Amendment to act like you're a citizen, and therefore the laws of the United States, which is District of Columbia, follow you everywhere. Watch this. When enforcing mere statutes, so when these judges, so-called, are using statutes to take your kids and do all these things, judges of all courts do not act judicially. They never made a judicial determination. There was never any wrong to get them started, and thus are not protected under by qualified or limited immunity, right? But merely act as an extension, as an agent for the involved agency, but only in a ministerial and not discretionary capacity. So when these people tell you, I'm giving you a judicial order, you can't have your kids, first of all, you realize that they never had the right to take your kids. Number two, that's what the law I just showed you. Their own law they used to say they could take our kids said they never had the right to take them if we object to it. Public officials are not immune from suit when they transcend their lawful authority by invading constitutional rights. So all this time, they know they've been ignoring the Constitution by using the statutes to say they can steal your kids. But the thing is, they're in trouble when they do that type of stuff. Look at this one. The officers of the law in the execution of process are required to know the requirements of the law. I just showed y'all the law, and they didn't know it, or they act like they didn't. And if they make a mistake, whether through ignorance or design, and anyone is harmed by their area, they must respond in damages. That means they owe all y'all money. The actual individual officers owe y'all money. Watch this. Now, the state, we are the state, y'all. They keep telling y'all that y'all are the citizens and they own you. They are the ones who are owned. Watch this. Sovereignty itself, of course, not subject to law. They can't use these statutes against you as the people, for it is the author and source of law, just like the Bible talks about God. But in our system, while sovereign powers are delegated to the agencies of government, sovereignty itself remains with the people, by whom and for whom all government exists and acts. And the law is the definition and limitation of power. The Congress cannot revoke the sovereign powers of the people to override their will as thus declared. So if you got in the Declaration of Rights where they can't take your kids, they can't do it. Look at this. The government is but an agency to the state being the sovereign people. They got y'all thinking that the state is them. No, the state is you. Watch this. Watch this. Right of protecting property declared inalienable by Constitution is not mere right to protect it by individual force, but the right to protect it by the law of the land and force of body politic. That means we all can come together and protect our property. Some of our property is our rights, our liberty interests in raising our children, our contracts. They have no right to infringe on them. And their own law that I showed you earlier says so. Watch this. Constitution of this state declares among inalienable rights of each citizen that of acquiring, being able to get stuff, possessing, and protecting property. This is one of the primary objects of government. They're supposed to be protecting our property and our rights, not trying to make money off of them. Is guaranteed by the Constitution and cannot be impaired by legislation. These people don't have the right to make legislation to tell you what the freak to do. All right? They don't have the right. They don't have the obligation. I mean, the duty. They don't have that in their authority that we gave them. We didn't give them a delegation of power to do this. Share this with everybody, y'all. Everybody's kids got stolen. They got jacked. If there's a mother or father there saying that they want the kid, they can't take them. Teresa Griffin, I ain't worried about nobody helping us or hearing us. If we all come together, I bet you they freaking hear us. I just showed the law. You must not have been on here. I just showed you where they never had the right to take our kids anyway. The way that it gets used is we put it in the form of affidavits, add that law into it, give notice to every freaking legislative member, every CPS member, every police officer, and then we take back over everything. And we force them to give the kids back because they could take the kids because nobody knew this was here. Nobody ever showed this to us, not once. There is not a video on Facebook that I've ever seen, a video on YouTube. There's not a lawyer in the freaking world that has ever showed this to us. And if you go back and just look what was in the beginning, you'll see that we showed the truth. So what we're going to do is we are going to bring the truth. We're going to show it to them and give them notice and give them a chance to get right and fix our stuff and give us all our kids back. And then if they don't do it, I guarantee you that there will be so many of us by the next month, the next couple of days, it's going to be freaking ridiculous. I don't give a freak if they said a grandparent don't have no right. They're your freaking enemy. They're making money off your kids. Don't believe them when they tell you some dumb junk, right? Don't tell them. Don't listen to them tell you when we just saw a law that said they never had the right to take our kids if we said they couldn't do it. And if they need to be living with their grandmother and an aunt or uncle, y'all just read that. They don't have no right to do what they're doing. Screw that bull crap. Game is freaking over, y'all. Look, I'm not one of them freaking cowardly people. Y'all already seen me walk up on them by myself and serve them with notices and freaking speak in front of them and go to the judges and say, I know what the freak you're doing. So I'm not the freaking coward type. I don't give a freak if it's a million of them. There's more of us. And we know the truth. So we got the truth. We're going to show them the truth. And we're going to let the chips fall where they lay. That's it. But we're not playing this game no more. The game is freaking over. All right? The game is over. The jig is up. We know the truth. It ain't no more freaking playing. It ain't no more attorneys saying, well, see, it's the judges that got all the power to just take your kids if they want to, based on the Social Security Act, Title 42. Oh, the attorneys jump up and down and do whatever they say. No, you jump up and freaking down because we know you committed fraud and we know you lied now. Okay, look, if you want to know how we start this, go back to the beginning of the video because I showed everybody already. That's the thing. I've already showed everybody. You just coming in late, so you missing a lot of stuff. I'm telling you it's there. And I don't want to keep saying the same thing over and over again because everybody who saw it gonna get bored and get tired, right? So go back to the beginning. Just watch the beginning of the video. It should drop on Facebook. Somebody save this. Put it on YouTube because y'all know what's about to happen. Y'all know that they're going to be upset because everybody hearing it. I didn't skip any words, Susan. It's just, it's all there. I went over case law, but what I did better than that is I went over the original legislative intent and I read it from the legislator themselves. So the legislative intent of the people who made the law, Social Security Act, they told what they wanted. So it's clear as day. It's in common talk, in common speech, right? It's in common speech. It is literally in the speaking of the common law. It's so clear and precise that nobody could misunderstand what was said. And anybody who agrees with me, please give her a thumbs up. So give a thumbs up so she knows that I'm not just saying this. Let her know that y'all agree and that it was simple. I try to make all my videos simple and super stupid, right? I call it third grader. I try to put the videos in third grader because what's happening is that we need to all understand the truth on the same level. So if I make it simple, we all get it, right? I ain't trying to use no big words. I'm not trying to sound smart, right? I'm just going straight through. They say we might not have Social Security in like 20 years. Well, they're stealing all the money. So if we don't stop it, yeah, they're going to take all the money because they found a way to take the money, act like they needed to take your kids, steal all your kids, and then take money. Yeah, when I get done, you can go back and watch the replay. I'm going to try to kill the video here so it's not too long. But That's the thing. Once y'all read this video, watch this video, you're going to see what you need to show everybody else. You can share this video with literally everybody else. They'll know what to do. It will kick in naturally what the freak we need to do when we found the law and they've been hiding and keeping this from us. And it's funny because I know they've been sitting there waiting like, ooh, I hope don't none of these people read the Social Security Act because they're already coming after us with what they know now. You let them find this out, it's going to be some hell to pay. Right? But anyway, I want to thank you guys for coming on. I want to thank God for getting me to look at the Social Security Act and start breaking down every word. I'm sure there's something else in there I probably will find. It doesn't apply to anybody in the actual several states. It only applies to the territories of the United States, which is the District of Columbia. And nobody who's a federal government worker, officer, or agent, or any of the people who are working with CPS, which are franchises of the federal government, working in contracts with them in a private scheme to take kids. None of them can take kids from parents that object, right? So God is good. We win. We won. The victory is here. I ain't even concerned. I know it's about to go down, right? The world is going to shake this junk to freak up because we know we saw this, right? You can't unsee what we just saw, right? This ain't even a thing of, hey, can we please have our kids back? This is a thing of, dude, I just read where you never had permission in the first place, and that was not the legislative intent. You guys committed a fraud against us and treason. You better give our kids back fast and in a hurry. And don't rape none of them. Don't hurt none of them either. We know y'all like to do some crazy stuff. Don't even freaking play. We ain't playing. All right? Game over. Watch the video from the beginning if you want to see what's up. All right? I will catch you guys later. Y'all be cool. Y'all stay out of trouble. Be happy. Have fun. Let's kick some butt. It's game over. We freaking win. All the haters can shut the freak up. And let's kick some butt, y'all. Let's do what we got to do. All right? So we won. All the haters, y'all come watch. I love y'all. Come talk some junk and watch because the kid's about to come back. And all your friends who are traffickers, they about to fall. It's that easy. All right? So y'all be cool. Stay out of trouble. Peace.